Hello there you guys, and welcome back to this new video. Today, as you can see from the title, we are going to talk about violets, mainly the making or crafting of violet syrup. Violet syrup is not really a remedy in a strict sense, but it's one of the tastiest thing that you can really do for spring season. So violet flowers are not lasting a lot, so you really need to go out and take them responsibly, always, not taking everything you find in a very short period of time. This year is my third year in a row that I'm making this particular syrup, which I really drink it for the amazing taste and for the feeling of spring and the warm sun and, you know, everything connected to blossoming and spring season. There are some properties attributed to violets, although are not confirmed by scientific standards. So there are years of empiric cases and empiric uses, but not really scientific basis to actually explain the effects that these flowers has. But do you really need a scientific base to make a delicious drink? I don't really think so. So today we are going to craft this amazing and the tastiest syrup I've ever made. The violet I've gathered are half-ish from my garden, and the other half are from a little trail on a beautiful river. So I was sure that the flowers I've gathered were clean. There were no passing cars or traffic or industries close by. Every time you wild gather plants, you really need to be sure that they are clean, so with no toxic agents on it. Yeah, that's the only thing that you really need to look out. And also you really need to be respectful every time you gather plants that are not your own, because I don't really think it's ethical and sustainable to gather everything around you, not leaving nothing for the animals or for the same plants to continue to growing and reproduce. So yeah, just be responsible every time you gather anything from the outside. May it be flowers, leaves, roots, everything you really want to take, you really need to take them with, like, in small amounts, just the one that you really need, and not taking too much. As I said, some properties of these flowers are mainly the emollient one for the high respiratory tract. Traditionally, it's also used for fever and depression, even though just take my words with like grain of salt, because there are no scientific basis for this affirmation. So just keep in mind that. So I'm gonna leave you to the rest of today's video, which is all about how to make the syrup. It's an easy process. You don't really need expensive or weird gear or stuff. You just need some water, the flowers, sugar, and a heat source. That's it. And a little bit of lemon, you will see. Did you saw my skull? I'm gonna show you. It's not related to the violet syrup. And trigger warning, bones, so you know. This is my beautiful skull. I think it's a fox skull, I'm not sure. I found it on the river, and it was already clean. It's the first time I pick up something so weird from my walks, and it's very delicate, and the bones are very thin, so I don't really want to break it. I think it's beautiful, but anyway, this is the first and only bones I've ever find of interest. Well, sometimes I used to see lots of cow bones on the beach. I don't know why, but some teeth and some long bones. I have no idea, I'm not an expert. But on the first long walk I did on the river near my home, I was wandering off the trail and go on the riverbank, and in the bushes there were just this. It was clean, so I really didn't have the courage to take it by hands because it was so weird to me to touch that thing. I don't know, it's a weird feeling. I had a scarf and I take it with my scarf and I bring it home and clean it very well. I was scared of worms inside of the brain area, but it was very clean. I think it's a pretty old skull. Yeah, it's just random thing. I'm sorry, it's not really related to the violet syrup thing, but I think it's a cool thing that I have and I wanted to show you. The crafting of the syrup is not difficult. You will only need 3 cups of violets, 1 cup of water, 2 cups of sugar and some lemon drops. First thing first, you need to wash the violet and pat them dry. Then boil the water and wait for 5 minutes. The waiting is important because we don't want the water to be too hot when pouring it on the violets, because we need the vibrant color and a too hot water will degrade it. After putting the water, you just need to wait at least 8 to 24 hours. The day after, strain the water from the violets. Add the 2 cups of sugar and cook it on a very low heat, just until all the sugar is completely dissolved. We can now put the syrup into the final containers and we can add the lemon drops. The more lemon we will use, the more violet and pinky color we will have. So it's up to you. Choose what color you do really want. I do really hope you enjoyed today's video, and sorry for the background noises. My cats are playing with some, I think, plastic bags that they stolen. Well, I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and let me know in the comments if you will make this syrup or if you already make it with a different recipe. See you soon. Bye.